Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mama Jo's Kitchen. Hey, Michael's already home and I am getting a late start. And if you're wondering who Michael is, that is my husband. And I cook for Michael. I often joke that I should have, instead of calling my channel Mama Jo's Kitchen, I should have called it Cooking for Michael. Well, let me tell you what I got going on. You can't see it, but it's right here underneath you all is my deep fryer. And I have it preheating to 350 degrees. In this bowl, I have about 2.5, it's a little over 2.5, but it's not 3 pounds either, of the fresh bone-in chicken wings where they have been cut. Like the tips have been taken off. There's the flats and some drums in there. If you can get a hold of the fresh, it's better than the frozen. The frozen, you know, not only you have to wait for it to thaw, it's usually has a solution in it to help, you know, with the freezer process. And I always think they taste better if you get the fresh. So in this bowl, I have, I took a paper towel and made sure that I got them, you know, really as dry as I could. But then I took a little. You don't want a lot because you don't want it to be saturated. But I did drizzle some canola oil, and you can use whatever oil that you like. Just make sure it's a neutral tasting oil. And then I took my hands and, you know, thoroughly massage the oil and stuff. That way, when we go to dredge our chicken wings in our dredging material here, and I'll explain that to you, it'll stick really well. So let me tell you, we got a couple different things going on here. And in this little non-stick skillet, this is going to be the sauce. What we're making today is Korean fried chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and get this sauce. And I'm going to tell you, I did make this from scratch, and I'm going to give you the ingredients. And the recipe I will put at the end of the video. Okay, I'm going to let this start to heat up. And let me explain to you what all I have in here. I wrote everything down so that I would remember exactly how much to tell you. I haven't put it in yet, but here to the side, I have 3 tablespoons of water, and I have 1 tablespoon of cornstarch that has been mixed together. That's just a thickener for our sauce. And then in here I have 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce plus 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon, which is also, 1 teaspoon plus 1/2 teaspoon will make 1/2 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1/4 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of gochujang. That is Korean chili paste. And believe it or not, I actually found that at Walmart. 3 to 4 cloves that have been pressed through a garlic press. And then 1/2 teaspoon of ginger paste. This is our coating after we fry our chicken wings. Now, when making a Korean fried chicken wings, they fry the chicken twice. Kind of like if you've ever done potatoes. They say the best way to do French fried potatoes is to fry them, you know, till they're crispy. You take them out and you let them rest. So we're going to, you know, need a rack, like, you know, a baking rack with under a baking sheet. And when we get done with the first fry, we will let them hang out there. And then we will, because we will do these in batches, especially since I am using, you know, an electric deep fryer. You know, and you could do this in an iron skillet or something. You just got to make sure you have enough oil. And you want to make sure that your oil temperature is about 350 degrees. So in this container here, I have 1 cup of cornstarch and I have a ½ a cup of self-rising flour. The reason I use self-rising flour is because it has baking powder in it. And you want that, it helps with the crisping of the chicken, and it has that little bit of leavening in it. So we need to add stuff to this. Now, it's already starting to boil over here. I don't want it really boiling just yet. So I'm going to turn this sauce down. Okay, let's start adding ingredients to here. And I have everything written down here. I have 1 teaspoon of table salt going in. I have 1 teaspoon of celery salt. I have 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I was looking for my white pepper and I don't know where it went to. I don't think I used it all up. I have 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. Okay. I also have a ½ a tablespoon of garlic powder, or that would be 1½ teaspoon. Some of it will stick into the bottom there. Okay, I have a ½ a tablespoon of onion powder. Like I said, it's awful humid today. It's been raining a good bit of the day. It's cloudy out there. And then I have a ½ a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. A ½ a tablespoon of ground ginger. I know, that's a lot of dry ingredients. And I've got one more. Oh, I'm trying to think what I did with my... What did I have? Looking for my measure. Well, I'm just going to have to get this out. All right, we need... Let me see, where did I do with my list? I think it's supposed to be a ½ a tablespoon. I don't know why I didn't have that written down, but I know we need it. Okay, this is 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then I'm going to go in with a ½ of a teaspoon. Okay. All right, let's take our whisk and whisk everything. Our my grease over here in the thing is ready. Okay, let me look in here. Let me see about how many I think I can get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 wings at a time. Now, anytime you're dealing with raw chicken, I always recommend you take a your dish pan, or something that will hold some hot soapy water, and put a little bleach in there for your rag. That way, if any of your surfaces get contaminated, you can it'll take care of that. Also, I took a tablespoon of sesame seeds and I put it in a skillet on about medium heat, and I just kept stirring them and shaking them around to toast the sesame seeds. This will go on top when we're ready to serve it, as a garnish. And these look like chives, but these actually came out of my window. They're little tiny green onion tops. I'm going to sprinkle that on there too, just for garnish, and plus gives a little bit of taste. All right, we're ready to get the chicken dredged here. And like I said, I'm going to do about 6 at a time. I'm going to get them in my deep fryer, and I'm going to cook them about anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on them. And then I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to let them rest here. And then I'm going to do them all up that way. And then I'll put them back down for their second fry, which will be, another, maybe 10 minutes, something like that. And then when they're all done, I'm going to put them in like either a bowl or some kind of container with a lid. And I'm going to put the sauce after I mix in my cornstarch slurry. It'll start to thicken, but I won't do that until I'm ready to coat my chicken. And then I'm going to toss everything, and then you serve it immediately. I will bring you all back. All right, folks, I brought you back to show you the first 4 pieces back there came out after 10 minutes. And my sauce here is on the lowest setting, and it is starting to kind of thicken up on its own. But like I said, I took about a teaspoon of the toasted sesame seeds that I had, and I added them into there. It's not necessary, but I just wanted to add it. And see, I still have plenty for on top. And then I have not added the slurry yet. And let's see, over here I've got some more chicken getting ready to go in. I've got a large bowl here that I will put all the chicken in after it goes. This will go back in for the second fry. When it comes out and I set it back here, when they all come out from the second fry, I will put them in that bowl, and I'm going to put the cornstarch slurry in here if it needs it. It may not even need it, because it's just sitting here on the lowest setting. And I'm going to get all the chicken done up, and then I will bring you back and show you what it looks like, and Michael will give you a taste test.
How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. And today we got a dish that it just smells amazing. Korean fried chicken. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear that crunch. That sauce is to die for. Best chicken wings I've ever eaten. Ever. 2 thumbs up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out this video, and definitely you have got to try these wings. Best wings on the planet. Thank you. Good night.